Hi, this is Vicki Romaine with Cheerful Greetings, and today we're going to make this little booklet. And it is a quick little booklet to make, and it's very, very easy. So let's see about making one. Use a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, and I'm going to cut it with my great big cutter. I like this cutter, but it's so big. Now, I'm going to trim this extra piece off to begin with. Okay, usually when you have a piece of cardstock like this and the trim's at the top, you'll start cutting and you cut across this way. But in this case, I want to cut down the side because I want this to be my cover. So I have a piece here that it's 12 by 12, and I'm going to cut it at the 4-inch mark. And then I'll cut it at the 4-inch mark again. And that leaves me 4 inches in the remainder piece. So that's all the cutting you have to do. Next, we're going to do a little scoring. And I'm going to score my cover first, the piece that I want to be my cover. And that's going to be the piece with all the pattern on it. And I'm going to have it with the pattern up. And I'm going to score it 5.5, 6, and 6.5 with the pattern up. Now, the inside, I'm going to put the pattern down. Well, actually, it has pattern on both sides, but, excuse me, the matching pattern. I'm going to do 5.5, 6, 6.5. And this last piece, I'm going to have the main print down again, and it's going to be 5.5, 6, and 6.5. And that is all the scoring. So, let's start with this piece first. I'm going to fold it in half here at the 6-inch mark. Then I'm going to turn it over, excuse me, and fold the 5.5 or the 6.5, one of the outer scoring back. And I'm going to take it over again, and I'm going to fold the other outer scoring back. So what I'm going to do is push the center one in like this, and it's kind of like an airplane. With the printed part that you want to be on the outside on top. Excuse me. Now, let's do this same thing with this. I'm going to have this as my inside. I'll have this down and this up. And we have our little piece like this again. We do the same thing with this one. I'll fold it in half. I see I'm not even really having to use the scoring tool with this particular cardstock. And I fold this one back. So we push the middle one down and we hold it like this. Now, we've almost got a little booklet made. I'll put this on top of here like this. And then I'm going to put this one on top like that. And this is going to be my cover, and I want this the front. Now, if you were doing something that had writing on it, like this does, you want to make sure you have your directions the same, so you won't have some of the writing upside downwards. And I've done that before, put it upside downwards, and had to take it apart and redo it. Okay, this is my booklet. And I put it together like this. The only thing I have to do is push them together, like that. Now, there's a little problem with this book. And I really don't have a solution other than to show you what I use to make my holes. Let me see. Let me reach up here and get it. And I use this to make my holes. Reason being, it's extra thick. Now, you also want to make sure your pieces are in here really tight, because as it is, it's going to be a little play on the outside when you put them on top of each other. And if you don't like that, you can trim it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch my hole. I decided on what size hole I want, and I'm going to push it in here. If you don't have a leather piercing tool, you can do each sheet separately by measuring each one and deciding exactly where you want the hole, and then measuring it and do each sheet separate. Or you can take a heavy-duty stapler. So there are two possibilities there that you can use to put this together. Or you can, now that I have holes, you can also put a ribbon through it if you like. But I'm going to use a brad for this particular one. Let me pull my brads in here. If you use a ribbon, you may want to put an eyelet in there. And I have to kind of watch and make sure I get a brad that's fairly long. Okay, there's only one that seems to have a kind of an orange color, so we'll just put it back. Okay, I've got my two brads here that are about the same color. And I'm having this flower in the front of my book. And I want to press it down fairly tight. I don't want a whole lot of play. Now, you can see this is what the spine looks like. And there it is, a little book. Now, if you don't care for the extra layer sticking out, and the reason it's sticking out is because you've got your heavy cardstock piled on top of each other. And the one in the center is going to be longer than the one on the outside. I'm going to put this right up here at the edge. And I trimmed it off even. I've never tried distressing a sticker, but I thought I'd see how it would work. And the one thing about these stickers, they really stick nicely, but they are hard to get the backing off. So, give me a minute and let's see if I can pull the backing off. I'm not exactly sure where I want this, but we'll just put it on here and see how it works. There we go. And my tie-dyed, my tea-dyed distressing doesn't show up a whole lot, but it does show up enough that it kind of blends into the background. And this is my little booklet now. The only other thing that you might want to do is come through and distress. Okay, here's my little book, and I'm gonna do a little distressing around the outside edge where I cut my corners, and the inside wants to kind of show a little bit. I think I missed one of the pages. We'll get this one done now. Okay, now here's my little book. It didn't take too terribly long, and it's made from a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, and some of them are double-sided, so it gives you even more than that. There we go. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. If you did, please come back and see me again. See what I have in store for you for next time. In the meantime, please subscribe and have a great crafting day. Bye.